Beyond Good and Evil 2 gave fans a closer look at the game this week in a special Space Monkey Report livestream for the Ubisoft Experience event in Paris, showing off the game's world, its characters, and the miraculous substance that makes its spacefaring civilization possible. Here's a quick recap. First up, the stream reintroduced fans to two of Beyond Good and Evil's female leads, beginning with Jade, the first game's protagonist, in early concept sketches as a heroine, and revealing her dark past in Beyond Good and Evil 2. Dakini, the most famous space pirate captain in System 3, made a return as well with a whole new look. Previously glimpsed in dramatic close-up, Dakini now sports an Indian-inspired ensemble, glowing tattoos, and a sword, jetpack, and pistol befitting a legendary zero-G swashbuckler. The Rhino hybrid Mamagos also made an appearance, this time with a fully dressed, jetpack-equipped, work-in-progress 3D sculpt. Mamagos can be found across System 3, and their services as mechanics, which include repairing ships and selling upgrades, are essential to the smooth operation of Space Pirate Society. The real focus of Beyond Good and Evil 2, however, is your own Space Pirate, a fully customizable buccaneer you can create from a broad variety of human or hybrid templates. The stream was a showcase for a variety of possible pirate concepts, showing off a range of ethnicities and species, different cultural influences, and decidedly sci-fi touches that included futuristic prosthetics and tattoos infused with the versatile substance known as Divalite. Divalite isn't just decorative, it's the substance that powers nearly every facet of Beyond Good and Evil 2's spacefaring society. Intelligent, extremely versatile, and able to adapt to many different functions, Divalite forms the basis for everything from spaceship fuel to the creation of the sentient clones that populate System 3. It powers the shields and nanotech spacesuits that keep pirates protected, and it can create the holographic projections that decorate buildings across the colonized moon, Soma. However, this miraculous substance comes at an immense human, or rather hybrid, cost. The only place where Divalite is formed is Naraka, the continuously bombarded, dangerous side of Soma. Hybrid monkey slaves are dropped into warzone-like conditions, armed only with a special protective glove for harvesting the ultra-unstable raw element from newly impacted meteors. Once stabilized, the Divalite is refined, stored at Soma's most secure site, and can be used mostly to create nanobots for a wide range of purposes. As an otherworldly substance, Divalite emits its own unique range of sounds. And to talk about how those sounds were captured, the stream welcomed Beyond Good and Evil 2's music designer, Raphael Joffres, and its composer, Christophe Herral. Herral, who also composed the soundtrack for the original Beyond Good and Evil, Rayman Origins, and Rayman Legends, demonstrated the use of a cello to create the sounds of Divalite's various states. Joffres described this as part of a leitmotif process of assigning the game's elements and places a distinctive sound identity so that players know when they're near. Herral also identified ethnic and cultural diversity as a focus of the soundtrack, with music that mixes authentic styles and futuristic sounds to imagine how cultural heritage might be transformed in System 3's far future society. Speaking of diversity, the stream also took another look at some of the contributions to the game from its partnership with Hit Record, which include music as well as in-game art. The partnership is being expanded with a new project, this time to create stories for a pirate talk radio show. If you'd like to spin a yarn of your own for possible inclusion in the game, go to hitrecord.org/BGEgame to get started. That's a wrap on another Space Monkey Report. Check out the full translated replay of the stream on this channel, and for more updates, subscribe and visit us at news.ubisoft.com.
Specifically for the live stream, and we start at the very beginning, and all of the entire population of System 3 starts in a room like this, in this very sterile, cold room, which happens to be the laboratories where Chimera Corporation, the corporation who are the masters of life, they do gene engineering, and they're the ones that populate the entire world. So every one of us is a clone in this world, and we start looking like that.
Every living creature is actually coming out from one of those Chimera Corporation laboratory, very white, scary, sterile environment. So this is basically where life is happening in System 3, because you have no natural birth in this universe, only clones engineered, created in those laboratories. On the next image, you will see that after this creation of this skeleton, actually, this skeleton being printed, assembled in this factory, you now have the skin, the flesh, the organs put on this clone, this hybrid monkey clone. We talked about this with Michel. It was super important for us to have an hybrid monkey, actually, an hybrid character on this image. We could have put a human clones because we will also have human clones in this universe. But it was important for us to have an hybrid here to show you that hybrids are not an alien species or whatever. They are really created characters in laboratories, creatures that are being engineered. Basically, scientists have been crossing human DNA with animal DNA to create those artificial creatures.
Exactly, and the umbilical-like tubes that you see feeding the flesh and building up from the molecular level in this sequence reminds us that in this world there are three very important resources that are going to be at the core of the gameplay in the game. And divalite, which is the rarest and most difficult resource to harvest in the world, and we'll get more into that later. Water, of course, because the base of life is water. And then the third resource is titanium. And these resources will be available on the various planets that are part of our star system. You can move on to the next. In this image, you can see that that all of the clones, so us in the world, we start on a factory line. And you can recognize, for those of you who know Nox and love Nox, that this is the exact same DNA that made Nox. So all of the different hybrid monkeys in our world come from this same DNA.
Exactly.
And we'll all look the same until we make something of ourselves and we really change. In the meantime, we're being created just like products to do a very specific role, which is one of the main themes of Beyond Good and Evil 2, the notion of predetermination versus free will. The predetermination is the suppressive corporate society that's telling you that you've got one thing to do in the world and you're made for nothing else. And then, of course, the pirates are completely opposed to that.
And yeah, on this image, you really see how much these new clones are considered as product, put in a row in this factory. And on the next image, you even understand better this idea of a product because those new clones, those creepy chimera scientists are actually running a battery of tests on those new clones to see if they are actually as perfect as possible, if there's no default in their creation. And only if they pass those different tests, they can go on to live their life as a clone. If not, they will be considered as defect and they will be basically thrown away. And we don't really know what happened to them, but some, of course, may die because Chimera doesn't care basically about default, clone with default.
Exactly. And the other characters on this image, the technicians from Chimera Corp, are also clones. And these are playable characters as well. In this picture, we can see that once you get past the quality assurance tests, then they get shipped off to their wonderful new life as hybrid slaves. And they're going to go to one of the most dangerous sides of the planet to harvest divalite.
Yeah, exactly. These clones, these brand new clones, have been sold to Divalite Corp, the corporations that extract, harvest, and sells also divalite in this world. And they are using hybrid monkeys because they make good miners. They're super agile. We will see that later. And you can see now that they're on board one of those Divalite Corp ships, and they are wearing those yellow outfits that actually are the common outfits for those Divalite harvesters, those slaves that are working for Divalite Corp.
And they're basically being carted like cattle.
Yeah, exactly. And on the next image, now we are outside of the ship. We are flying above Naraka. So as a reminder, Naraka is this very, very creepy place. It's actually a full size of Soma, Soma being one of the main planets of System 3. Basically this saddle planet is like a huge wasteland where you frequently have massive meteorite showers falling on the ground, breaking the ground of the planets, creating giant craters, and also creating those scary, huge rocky formations that you see here in the distance. You have to imagine that they are super high, high as mountain, in fact, and when you will pilot your ship, your pirate ship, in those rocky formations, you will have to basically go between them to
right. You can
fly.
imagine some cool space battles.
Also. But you can see that Naraka is really definitely not a welcoming place.
And so the meteorites are, make these apocalyptic impacts on this side of the planet. And that's what creates these forms, which also induce legends and all kinds of tales regarding this side of the planet.
Yeah, we even say that those rock formations, they have names, like we give name to mountains. Over there, they give name to those creepy rock formation.
In the next image, So here we can see that now the hybrid slaves that we saw were being transported to the region of Naraka come specifically when there's a meteorite shower, and there will be a weather system in which we'll be able to predict. So Diva Light, the corporation, knows exactly when they need to hit the ground running. And so they've airdropped the hybrid slaves onto Naraka, and they're basically running around between the meteorites as they're falling all around them, trying to grab the Diva Light, which is created upon impact between the meteorites when they hit and the sulfur fields on the ground.
Yeah, and Diva Light is super volatile, so basically it disappears like 15 seconds after its creation, so you have to be here right on the spot to collect it, and that's why our monkeys, our hybrid monkeys, slaves, are equipped with those big gloves like you see on Nox, those big yellow gloves, because it's only with these gloves that they can pick up Diva Light, because you can't pick up Diva Light with your bare hands. And once they have picked up Diva Light in their hands, they have to stabilize it because it's super volatile, it will disappear, so they have to put it inside their backpack. They have a special compartment where it will be stabilized, and they will be, only if they collect Diva Light, actually, they will be allowed to go back inside those ships.
If they don't meet their quota, I mean, they really are cannon fodder. They send hundreds of hybrid monkeys into the fields, and if they don't get that just the right amount of Diva Light, then they just leave them to die, basically. Yeah. Completely disposable.
And on the next image, you will see really what it looks like, this kind of war zone feeling that we want to have in Naraka when a meteorite shower occurs. It's like basically those hybrids, monkeys, they have to run between those meteorites, they have to dodge the meteorite. And like Gab explained, they have to be there, they have to be right under the meteorite when they start falling, because only at this moment they can grab Diva Light before it disappears. So that's why this pretty cruel process is used, and that's why many hybrids, of course, always die in this process.
And it's an example also in our world of the way that the clones are manufactured specifically for that task. So they chose the hybrid monkeys because of their agility and also their strength. Yes. We can move on to the next image. And in this image, this is an example of a hybrid monkey who actually came into contact with the impact between the meteorite and the sulfur. And he's transformed instantaneously into a statue, a crumbling statue. And it's just a reminder of how horrible it is to be a hybrid slave in this world.
Yeah. On the next image, you're basically seeing what's left after a huge meteorite shower. You have all those dead hybrids, just smoke, dust. And you can see that among those dead hybrids, some may still be alive, but badly wounded, and they have very few chances of survival, because there's basically nothing on this side of the planet. Like we said, it's a huge wasteland, so their chance of survival are very limited.
Right. So there are some. There are rumors again that some of these hybrids actually manage to get away. There might be secret refuges in which they can run to and hide and try to escape their fate. And if that doesn't happen, if we look at the next image, then in this particular image, you can imagine being the pirate who would go into these fields and take the risk against the Diva Light security, who continue to patrol the area. And so you as a pirate can sneak in and try and save the hybrid slaves who have not been killed by the different impacts.
Yeah, actually going there for pirates may be a way to recruit new crew members. They could also even try to collect Diva Light, but it's the best place basically to recruit new crew members and to save those slaves from their poor life and their poor destiny. Yeah. And on the next image, you're seeing one of those pirate ships, a beautiful pirate ship, flying across space. And so you have to imagine that the hybrid slave that we are now following has been saved. He's on board this ship. They've been taking care of him, and he's now getting better. And they are going to this bright location that you're seeing in the distance. It's a very important place for us. It's a secret pirate lair, the biggest actually pirate lair in System 3. We're not going to say too much about it today, but we'll have more info to share about this later. And this very important layer is hidden inside an asteroid belt, so you have to know the coordinates of this place to actually find it and go there.
And of course, if you become a legendary pirate in this world, then this mothership could belong to you. Yeah. On the next image, so once you reach this famous or infamous pirate lair, depending on which side you're on, you're going to be initiated into the life of a space pirate. And so this is a really important moment for us as the player characters. So you can imagine that you're this hybrid slave who just had this horrible life, and they bring you into this mysterious altar with this oracular type character who was going to welcome you and teach you about what it is to be a pirate.
Yeah, and her name is Primera.
Yeah,
so
and we're very proud to say that that was a
Exact-
name that was given to us by the Space Monkeys.
Suggested, yeah, like the Space Monkeys, and so of course you may see some connection with the famous
Primera,
AI,
Segundo.
Segundo. Yeah, there might be a connection with the famous AI from the first game. So she's a super old AI. You will see on the next image this skull, also of course a symbol of pirates. She's been there for a very, very long time, and she knows everything about System 3. She has a very, very deep knowledge of System 3. She may even know more than those guys from the corporations, you know, and she knows the truth also. And she will, like you say, when a pirate starts his new life, he will go there and he will talk to this oracle, and she will basically tell him everything he needs to know before starting his life as a pirate. She will tell you about Moksha's Gate, very, very important for pirates. She will tell you about also the legendary crew, who's the Kini was the captain.
Nox, Callum, Uma, and of
yeah,
course Paige.
All those very, very famous characters. So basically she will brief you and tell you stories about this world, and you can talk to her freely and know more about this universe.
Yeah, and as an oracle, she has lost some of the knowledge of this world, and so part of our experience as a space pirate is to go about gathering knowledge, which will take the form of M discs in the world, and that's also a reference to Beyond Good and Evil 1, and this very analog M disc that are scattered all over System 3. Pirates, as they go through the world looting and looking for treasure and bounty hunting and asking as mercenaries and all the different play styles that they want to embrace in this world, one of the things that they can do is gather knowledge, and they can increase the knowledge for themselves, but also for the whole community by feeding Primera in this altar.
Yeah. On the next image, you have a nice close-up, and you see that this hybrid monkey is still wearing his slave outfit. And on the next image, you will see that it's now completely different. He's here on the foreground to the right of the image. And he's now dressed as a pirate because now he has the freedom.
Gear.
Yeah, he has the freedom to dress the way he wants,
Exactly.
which is very cool for a pirate. And the pirates also gave him everything he needs to start his adventure. So you can imagine that now he has a ship, he has a jetpack, he has weapons, and even some money, because you need money also to start your life as a pirate. And now, as a player, you are free to explore this pirate lair, go meet other pirates, talk to them, maybe start having some quests, some missions. So this is really the beginning of the adventure for you as a space pirate.
And again, that's a wink and a smile at for fans of the first Beyond Good and Evil, of the shark hybrid that you could see who's the barkeep. And we really love the mood of this. And again, our concept artists have done just a fantastic job, and we want to thank them for that. And we'll take a look at the last image. So once you become a pirate, and as Charlotte said right up front, the idea is then you as a space pirate will go from being